So I think we have an idea of where we want this engine. I have it set down quite low. And the reason for that is because of how tall this transmission is. So I don't want to cut the whole floor out of this truck to make like a transmission tunnel for it, because the floor is in such good shape. If the floor was shit, cut it. But the floor's not bad. Why cut it? So what we've done is we've pushed the engine back to almost, it's about ½ an inch forward of where the factory engine, the back of the factory engine sat, because we went from an inline 6 to an inline 4. So we cut off 2 cylinders, so the engine's a lot shorter. So we're able to sink it down past the front crossmember. Now the fan pulley is very close to the crossmember. I'll run electric fans, I'm fine with that. We've come up with this crazy looking motor mount design here, and it catches the side of the frame and it catches the factory engine crossmember, which has a lot of the structural rigidity that is inside the chassis, because that's what held the original engine. So by catching both of them, it kind of makes it so it's stronger. The only downside is now we need some like ½ inch to 5/8 plate to be able to cut all this out to get the motor mount. So this mount works for both sides. We do have the transmission just sitting on this 80s crossmember. But I did have to remove one of the crossmembers out of the truck to get the engine to sit as low as I wanted to. So that crossmember might go back in to hold the actual tailstock of the transmission. But I just don't know where we're going to find basically, I'm going to say 18 inches by 18 inches by the time I get all this cut out, of ½ inch to 5/8 plate. If only there was a super heavy vehicle here that was going to go to scrap, and I can just like cut chunks of the body out of it to do whatever I wanted. So it'd be a real shame, or a real positive, if I actually just found a vehicle that was made out of really heavy plate that I can just cut random chunks out of, because it doesn't matter to me if there's a random chunk missing. What is that? So this is 1 inch thick, and unfortunately I can get it there, but there's a big part there. That's 3/4 inch thick. I could probably just cut them out of that. What about this? No supports. It's maybe ½ inch to 5/8 thick. Guys, I think we found where we're cutting this metal from. This thing just keeps on giving. You think that she's out of giving? Nope, she's still got a lot more giving to go. So let's get this piece cut out of here, and we'll see what we can do. Well, we got some motor mounts cut. We don't have it set to exactly where we want, but it's pretty close. We got to pull it this way. This is first attempt at the motor mounts. I just got them tack welded in. I like how it incorporates the frame and the factory crossmember. We removed the transmission crossmember earlier. We reinstalled it back farther to catch the back of the transmission, and it makes this angle so much better. Now, we don't have a transmission mount right there as of right now, but we're going to be getting one. It looks like the front drive shaft clears this much lower member, even with the suspension bagged out. It's still got to go a bit higher because of our shackle mounts. But unfortunately, the tug lost some skin in the deal. Some skin was taken out of the tug to breathe life into this thing. So kind of worked out. So what we're gonna do now is I got a call to go pick up some cars. So I think that's where we're gonna end out today on this, but I don't have any weight on these. But what I'm gonna do next is I'm going to drill some holes into this plate, maybe torch some holes. I gotta get some more gas because I'm out of oxygen. And then we're gonna be taking a look on trying to move this thing to where it's gotta be, drill our holes, mark our holes, and then try to steal the actual mounts out of these, and then use these inside there, because these are probably designed to actually hold the actual motor, so we might as well use them. And then once that's done, then we can start putting our gussets in. So I'd like a gusset here, and a gusset here maybe, just to help support everything to everything. And maybe one on the bottom side, I don't know, but as it looks right now, everything's fitting extremely nicely. The only thing that looks like it has to go is the rad fan. The engine looks to be sitting a little off to this side, but that's okay. We can fix that. How is it looking at the back of the block? Honestly, it's looking really good. Everything's looking really good. If anything, we can go back ahead just a bit. But and then if we go ahead a bit, that might even help out with the drive shaft angle back here. But there's still a lot more to be done. We are just slowly getting this thing where it needs to be. So I like it as of now. I'm not going to put any more weld on these until I determine that's exactly what I'm going to do. So until then, we'll have to see that. But the tug sacrificed a little bit of skin to put towards the motor mounts. So tomorrow we're going to be drilling some holes into this, maybe cutting some holes, installing those rubber pucks over there, setting this thing where it's got to go, trimming anything that needs to be trimmed, and then going from there. Because I actually really like how this works. It incorporates the factory motor mounts and it spreads the weight over the frame a little bit more. And then we can add some gussets to strengthen it. So yeah, we'll have to check back in on this. So we got some boxes delivered this week. We got a temp. I think those are going to be too small. We got a temp number 4, 3 at these front leaf spring bushings. Everything on the internet is telling me that they're going to fit, and then when I order them, they fit. They finally fit. So we can get these things installed. It does look like we're going to have to drill them out because the hardware, this hardware is too small. So we're going to have to drill them out to run bigger hardwares. But we finally got the right leaf spring bushings. So that box is garbage. Next items we got bolts for the motor mounts. So my idea is I took all the factory metal off of that, put it on here, took the factory motor mounts out of there, put them in here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the original transmission mounts and put them underneath as well, so then that way it holds it down with another rubber, because I find that sometimes these like to twist and come up. So that's how that's going to be done. Next item is starter. But to do starter, we got to cut away some of the block. Should have been done before the adapter kit got put on, but guess what? It didn't. So we're going to get in there and do that with a mini grinder and then finish it off with a Sawzall. Now, this one right here, I think, is the clutch system for this and a transmission mount. Because, unfortunately, I did break the slave, and then I ran over the master with the loader. This is perfect. We have the full clutch system in here. Now we're not going to put this on yet. We're going to wait until the body's on there. There's one more box in the bottom. What do we got down here? That is a honking transmission, man. Jesus. Jesus is that big.